Don't you guys love the action music? All for a traffic topic of talking about the shoulders of the roadway. Good morning to you guys. I'm Trooper Stephen Montiero, your traffic safety expert at WKMG News 6. Man, it is Friday. Hope you guys are having a great start to the day. It's absolutely gorgeous outside. 85 degrees currently reading from Results One. And our topic of discussion today are the shoulders of the roadway. And we'll get to the specifics of that here in the next few minutes. But if you're starting your day off, just make sure, of course, you are staying weather aware. Some activity out in the Gulf is going to bring us some weather probably about Sunday. Meteorologist Michelle Morgan was giving that to us this morning, those updates, and letting us know that we were going to have those storms kind of knocking Sunday and possibly into Monday. So just make yourself aware for that. For right now, let's be concerned about what's happening right here. It is gorgeous outside, clear skies. We're currently headed westbound along I-4 in Seminole County at the 94-mile marker. But let's be real. How many of you guys actually speak mile markers? We are right here at State Road 434, the Longwood Witter Springs exit. Right travel lane, cruising at the speed limit, 60 miles an hour. And the topic is that beautiful space to the right of your screen right now, driving on the shoulder. So I received a question through Ask Trooper Steve at WKMG.com, where you can submit any and all of your answers or questions right to me over there. And I received a question that was kind of interesting, at least to me, because I've been in this exact situation, and at the time I thought I could, but I quickly learned I couldn't. So this is what we are talking about. How many motorcycle riders do I have out there? Probably a few of you, right? I am a motorcycle rider myself, and rode professionally with the Highway Patrol as well. So the question came in from a motorcycle rider talking about if he was driving on I-4, right? Say we're here, right here, I-4 westbound. And I'm trying to let this truck in, even slowed my speed down dramatically, and he doesn't want to get in. I bet you his tag's expired and he thinks we're a cop. Kind of the funniest thing sometimes. Anyways, all right, we're back up to speed here. So you're driving on I-4, you're cruising, beautiful day like this, right? But your Harley or whatever motorcycle you're riding is an air-cooled motorcycle. And now all of a sudden the traffic becomes stopped in front of you. You become stopped with that traffic. If you have never experienced sitting on an air-cooled motorcycle in stop traffic, what that does to your body, not fun. Not fun at all. Really hot, nothing but hot air coming off that bike, and over time it can cause some issues to the motorcycle if you don't get it cooled off in time. So one would think, all right, cool, I'm stuck in traffic, can I scoot on over and get out of the way and look at what's kind of happening and hopping right on that right shoulder out there? So the answer simply, I'm going to answer it straight up here in the beginning, because there's a lot of other things we need to talk about when it comes to shoulders, is no. The state of Florida has no exceptions for stop traffic for any vehicle when it comes to riding on the shoulder. So that would include the bozos driving their clown cars in stop traffic when it's all backed up, and then suddenly you think you can ride on the shoulder. No. The state of Florida says absolutely not, and it has no exceptions, zero exceptions for motorcycles. Now, do I agree with it? Not necessarily. I do think, I was actually speaking to our producer Thomas, you guys know Thomas, about how I think there are some Florida traffic laws that are a little, I use the term archaic, when it comes to motorcycles. I do think if we updated some of our motorcycle laws, it could actually maybe prevent some of the crashes out there. But when it comes to riding on the shoulder, no, you are not allowed to necessarily use that as a travel lane to bypass any type of stop traffic. That would mean if we were sitting here in the right travel lane and suddenly we were stopped, we could not drive to that area right here. This is a nice example because it's pretty clear. You can see the shoulder, but also to keep in mind that shoulder averages about 2 foot less in width than your average travel lane. So it's really not prepared to have consistent, steady flowing traffic on it. So when you're trying to bypass things, you're also almost indicating to other drivers, hey, I'm going to use it, so hey, you could use it too. But that is not the case. What I would recommend is you could pull over to the shoulder and wait for traffic to begin to move. Okay? The shoulder is designed for emergency stopping. So if you have an issue with your vehicle, if it's beginning to break down, you're allotted a certain amount of hours here in the state of Florida to leave your vehicle on the shoulder when it's broken down, or if you have an emergency or something like that. But it is not something to use to bypass any traffic at your convenience. And unfortunately, this would be a convenience thing. Am I wrong? The fact that you choose to ride a motorcycle that is air-cooled and suddenly traffic becomes stopped, why would you have the luxury and privilege of bypassing traffic and not everybody else just because you're driving an air-cooled motorcycle? And I don't mean that in any aggressive or negative way. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I ride motorcycles as well. I rode a Harley for quite some time. I totally get what you're talking about. It gets really, really hot. All right. Other things. There are the new flex lanes that are out there. So I-4 does not have that program just yet. So flex lanes, remember I had Commissioner Brandon Arrington from Osceola County, County Commissioner, who also is the chairman for the Central Florida Expressway Authority Board, and he was in our End Results 1 doing an interview with us talking about those flex lanes out on 417. And 417 now has the signage that allows you to drive on the shoulder when it indicates. So that if there was stop traffic ahead or a crash, in order to keep traffic moving, they would say, hey, you can go to the shoulder now. But that's only when you're instructed to. The same would be if there's a crash and a law enforcement officer indicates traffic and then move to the shoulder. You would then be authorized to do so. But emergency stopping only. Think about this scenario for me. And this is probably one of the most frustrating things I encountered years ago. Obviously, I don't go out there and patrol as often, but if it took me a while to get to the crash and traffic is so backed up that I, as the first responder or the firefighters that had to get up there, are trying to get to this crash scene, what lane do you think we're going to use? We're going to use the shoulder of the roadway because we're not going to push traffic out of the way. Too much commotion. So we're going to try to use that shoulder. If you are in the shoulder, now if you're broke down, you're broke down. It's just the way life goes. But if you're in that shoulder and you're traveling to pass traffic because you don't want to sit in it, then you're now becoming an obstruction to the first responders with their emergency equipment on. So that's something that you got to think about. Our shoulders here in Central Florida are really good, especially after all the construction that we've had. I can tell you from firsthand knowledge, I have seen them. They are out here nightly, really trying to keep them clean for you. This is where a lot of debris ends up. You never want to end up on the shoulder of the road. A lot of people say, oh, well, I got a flat while I was trying to pass somebody. Yeah, you did. Look how fast these cars are going. Ready? Ready? It's always an Altima. Why is it always a Nissan Altima? And I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just saying, it's always an Altima. Sometimes the shoulders will be used for evacuation purposes, so then you can use them there. And before I go, and I end this with you guys, because this is going to be pretty simple. I don't think we need to go 15, 20 minutes talking about the shoulders of the roadway. But if you are on the shoulder of the roadway at any time, If you're pulling over to help somebody, if you're pulling over to because you've broken down, whatever it is, and you have to be stopped, please activate your parking and your hazard lights. This will make you visible to others. And listen, I have been on the side of the shoulder. I have been too close to traffic to where I have been hit twice by side view mirrors. Thank goodness I was wearing a bulletproof vest because I was working. The Florida move over law is one of the biggest lifesavers we have out there, not only for you as the driver out on the road that's not even broken down, but for the people who are in the crash, and of course for our first responders and our utility and our sanitation guys out there. So listen, anytime you're driving, you see those lights flashing on the right or the left, I don't care if they're yellow, they're white, they're red, they're blue, and they're flashing, please vacate that lane, get in the center lane, and just give them some space. I'm only doing it as an example right now, but always be aware. For me, I'm never looking at the car directly in front of me. I'm always looking 2 to 3 other cars out because I want to be prepared. So, it is Friday, guys. I'm going to leave you with that. And have an amazing weekend. Try to stay safe out there. Be aware of your surroundings. Stay off the shoulders, please. Yes, even if you are in an air-cooled Harley that is beginning to overheat, I need you to pull it to the shoulder and stay there, not drive and bypass everybody. All right, guys, easy stream today, nice and smooth, keeping it simple. I'll see you guys back on Monday. Oh, wait. I need you guys to join me on Monday, because what is going to happen on Monday, we are going to have the first time me and Lewis Bolden anchoring the morning show together. So join me on Monday, guys. I will see you guys then. Have a great day. Be safe.